Water, a colorless, transparent, odorless, tasteless liquid that forms the seas, lakes, rivers, and rain, is essential for the survival of humans. It is the basis of all living matter. Water is life. In continuation of the dynamic transformation of Lagos State into a beautiful, working, and people-friendly economy capital of Nigeria, the Lagos State government, led by Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola, enacted the Lagos State Waterways Authority Act in 2008. LASWA is charged with the responsibility of coordinating and managing the reforms necessary for the long-term growth and development of water transportation in Lagos State. The Managing Director, LASWA, Yinka Morio, says more on the functions of LASWA.
The main function and job functionality of the waterways is to provide a safe, viable alternative to road transport. In that way, we complement road transport in terms of intermodal transport, which is the main focus of Lagos State Transport in terms of our transport strategy for the next few years of Omega City. Now, the waterways is supposed to help in moving some people from a point A to point B to ease off the transportation and especially traffic on our roads. So we provide an alternative means for people to get across and move services of goods.
Managed by an experienced team, the Lagos State Waterways Authority is committed to working with the state government, stakeholders, and the public to provide quality and affordable waterborne transport services to ensure that the state's waterways are safe.
Ultimately, we're going to do a lot of concessioning very soon of our major terminals. The government has built major terminals in Ikorodu, one in Badore, one in Osborn in Ikoyi. There's Mile 2 renovation coming up, so we're going to start to see movement out of Mile 2 again. There's Ijegun Egba and Ibuti Ojo along the Ojo axis, where 2 terminals have been put there. But the one in Ikorodu, Badore, Mile 2, and Osborn will be the first lot that we do concessions, or they are our mega jetties. They are very big. They have the room for car parks of 250 to 300 car park. They have facilities for banking, eateries, a sleepway, and we're hoping that we not only get passenger traffic through those terminals, but we're going to be able to extend it to goods services because of the sleepway, so it has the access to have a car ferry and other goods can be moved along those axes. The waterways are pretty safe since the government has embarked on a lot of dredging to make it navigable. By dredging, I mean making water channels, like channelizing the waterways, like you have your BRT lanes. We have BRT lanes too within the waterways in which goods and services will pass within those lanes. And once you're in those lanes or channels, like we'll call them, you are safe enough to know your boat won't be grounded and you can go from point A to B. Now, the government has put a lot of money into dredging those routes to make it navigable for operators to carry passengers from point A to B. They are not only they manned by what we call water guards from our agency, so all jetties run by the state have water guards to help with disembarking and embarking of passengers. And we have another group called the ATS Anti-Terrorist Squad, who and the water guard do surveillance of the waterways daily. These are people that work with the agency. There's the Marine Police that do waterway surveillance as well. There's the Navy, and I think we sometimes have custom as well on the waterways.
On the takeoff time and routes ply every day?
We have about 11 major routes. We run mainly from Ikorodu, and from Ikorodu you can run to Victoria Island, to Ikoyi, to Marina. Then they run to different parts of Ikorodu, Ijede, Baiku. We have from Ijede as well to Badore, which is along the Lekki axis. There's a route from Ojo all the way out to Marina, which passes Ijegun Egba, Ebuti Ojo. That's another route. We have some other routes that stretches going towards Badagry. And now we're pushing routes moving towards Ekpe as well. Just like the road traffic, we have 2 rush hour times in the day. We have the morning rush and the evening rush. So from about 6:30, the first boats do take off. Ikorodu Marina will take you about 25 minutes. It will take you about 25 minutes as well going to Ijegun Egba, for instance. About 10-15 minutes going from the island to Apapa. 14 odd minutes traveling from Ijede to Badore. That's from Ikorodu to the Lekki axis. That's a shorter haul. So The main trips that we're doing right now, it's between 20 to 30 minutes. You should be able to cross the lagoon.
The managing director, Lagos State Waterways Authority, Yinka Morio, also has an advice for people like Titi, my friend who has phobia for water.
Please tell Titi, your friend, before she goes on the waterways to wear what I'm wearing. This is a life vest. And when you wear your life vest, you're supposed to fasten it very tightly around your body so it holds you. Now, once you have this on, I can assure you that even if you fall into the water, you'll stay up. And you'll stay up for as long as it takes for us to get to you. So what you can be assured is with a life vest, you will not sink. All that would happen to you is you will drift along the water current. We have, yes, some life jackets for kids, which I'll show you here. These are smaller life jackets. They are life jackets. This is an adult one. This is a kid's one. It's smaller in dimensions to the one I'm wearing. It's tighter, so I won't wear it. But as you can see, the same zip and the same fastening. It has an extra fasten for kids here. And once this is put on by the kids, this should make them secure. This is another type of life vest. This is a 3-in-1. These are for adults. All these life vests are compulsory for all operators to have, and all operators who run our ferry services are mandated to have 2 extra than the normal passenger people they carry. So if you have a 22-seater boat, you should have 24 life vests on it. If you have a 30-seater boat, you should have 32 life vests on it. And we do sometimes go on random checks to check that the life vests are what we consider to be life vests. Many boats have been disqualified and life vests have been destroyed when we go on our routine surveillance to check those boats to see if the life vests are what are genuine life vests. Our rules are very simple. You should wear your life vest before you board the boat, and you should come off the boat before you take off your life vest. Why we say that is we try to minimize the points of accidents. Because of the rocking nature of a boat, we suggest you come out of the boat before you take your life vest off. Because sometimes when you're disembarking and the boat rocks, it is possible to slip in. Now, if you slip in without the life vest, it can be horrible. So we say, get off to the jetty first before you take the life vest off. And before you go in, put the life vest on the jetty before you go in. Those 2 points are where we try to eliminate as much of where we see accidents happening. But once the life vest is on, all we ask you to do is sit down for your 30-minute journey and you cross the lagoon. But most importantly, waterways travel is quite healthy. All you have is fresh air. You should try it more often. There are no car exhaust, there are no fumes. All you get is 25-30 minutes of good, unadulterated fresh air. Within the last 2 years, we've moved from 300,000 people a month to 1.4 million people a month now who ply the waterways of Lagos regularly from the early hours of the morning to the late hours in the evening after work. So as the agency itself goes, I think it's growing from strength to strength. And if you looked at the numbers I'm saying, it shows that more people ply the waterways these days, which I know is quite an achievement when you consider, like you said, we have a lot of water phobia.
Water is the oldest means of transportation, and it is recognized as one of the best modes of transportation. So, travel water, travel safe. Folashade Salimonu reporting for Lagos Traffic Today.